Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for day 2 of my 12 days of Christmas series, I am making another holiday favorite and I am making rib roast, you guys. So if you want to see how to make this easy and delicious recipe, keep on watching. First, I just want to start off by saying that it took me 3 different days going to at least 5 different stores to find this cut of meat. So if you're going to make rib roast for your holiday meal, please go to the store right now and go get it. But I have a 5-pound standard rib roast with bone in, and I'm going to marinate my roast for 24 hours. And you want to put a lot of salt because this is a huge cut of meat, so you need a lot of salt. So I am using about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt. Make sure it is kosher salt and not table salt, and just put a lot of salt on it. It won't get salty, I promise you, because it's such a huge cut of meat. And then I'm going to transfer it into a huge Ziploc bag to add more seasoning to it. And I'm just adding some thyme to it, some crushed garlic, and then I'm just gonna add in some rosemary as well because I want my meat to be infused with all different herbs and flavor. So I am doing this overnight, but we just need a little bit of the herbs because we're gonna add more garlic and herbs to it in our compound butter. And then I'm going in with some Worcestershire sauce, and I love putting this sauce whenever I cook steak, lamb chops. So I'm just adding about 2 tablespoons of it to my rib. And again, you don't want a lot because you don't want it to overpower the meat, but let this season it for 24 hours. And now this is the next day. So I made sure that I took my roast out of the fridge and let it sit out for at least 2 hours. And then I did the same thing for my butter, let it sit for a couple of hours so that it would get to room temperature and soften. And now I am just adding my herbs to my compound butter, and I am using 1 stick of unsalted butter, and I just added again some of that rosemary, some thyme, some garlic, and I am using some fresh crushed black pepper again to just emphasize the flavor. And I just added a little bit of salt to it. I just added table salt here, and I used about 1/2 teaspoon. And this is the meat I was talking about. So I placed it on a rack because I wanted all of that liquid that we had in there to drip on my rack, and you can see the excess water there, and I just wanted to dry out. So take out all of the rosemary and thyme you have on it and the garlic, and I'm just going to take a clean napkin and I'm just going to dab out any excess liquid that we have so that we can easily apply our compound butter to the mix. And I have a roasting tray and I just lined it with foil. You honestly don't need the roasting rack, but I just placed mine on the roasting rack as well. And then I'm going to apply that compound butter all over my roast until it is fully and completely covered, just like that. And there's two ways you can use to cook this roast. The first way is to put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 425 and then decrease the temperature to 325 and cook it until you get your desired temperature. But I prefer the slow roasting method, which is to cook it at 325 until you get your desired temperature. So that's the one I did because it evenly cooks the meat all over. But this is it. This is the final result. If you love this video, hit the subscribe and notification button for more of my 12 days of Christmas series. Happy holidays. Thank you so much. Bye.